Yo, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Oh my god, we're back in Inazuma. Can you believe it? Because I can't. Oh my god, the kid actually just scared me. This guy always just runs through the camera like he owns the place, goddammit. So, why are we in Inazuma? Short explanation, there is a little event in Sumeru. So why aren't we doing this? I will do it, but first I need to complete the quest. The Nightbird falls at the curtains call to unlock, which is actually the second part of, like, this is the interlude chapter after the Sumeru Archon quest, which we can't play, because in order to unlock this one, we need to play Kazuha's story quest first. And this is why we're in Inazuma. I know I could just press quick start, but I think there's gonna be maybe spoilers for the Scaramouche quest, and we don't want this necessarily. So here we are playing Kazuha's story quest. I'm very tired. I don't have any brain cells at all. I'm supposed to go to bed early because I need to go to con tomorrow, but here we are going to Byaku Blane, and I absolutely don't want to play the story quest because I don't like Kazuha for personal reasons, but let's get this over with quick.
So many things have happened since
Yeah,
then.
literally, as if the blink of an eye.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
Also, I feel like I'm the only person playing Genshin Impact right now because everyone and their mother is playing, what's it called? Honkai Star Rail, the new miHoYoverse game, I don't know. The new Honkai game. So where should we go today? Wait a moment. I'm hearing footsteps behind me. Huh! Oh, it's just someone's coming. It's just some enemies. Someone needs to get their ass kicked.
What the heck was that for?
Sudden attacker.
Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Also, is it just me, or did I really not have Ayaka on my team in a while? I don't know. I'm always missing her. Same with Yamiko. I feel like I haven't played these characters in ages. Meanwhile, there's characters like Goro, which I actually haven't played in ages, but I don't seem to give a flying shit about them, so... I'm sorry, but he's like... barely doing any damage. Oh! There's even more guys attacking me now. Oh no, why are you doing this to me? Oh, and it's gone.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all?
But I can still use the power of Electro and the power of friendship and anime.
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go.
Go get him, Paimon.
No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
Yeah.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal.
I still... remember when Kazuha's design was leaked and everyone was like, oh my god, Canadian Pyro Ether, and everyone was hyped, and then he came out and everyone was still hyped, but I was like, meh. Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my
Can I
time.
actually decide that it's none of my business and just walk away and skip the quest? That would be hilarious. I'm like, alright, you heard it, Paimon, none of our business, let's head out.
Problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
I may be tough, but I ain't tough enough to crack these nuts if it's not in my business.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Okay.
Don't be mean. I'm on smart lots of the time. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have to go get lunch.
Oh? What kind of lunch?
Okay. I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha. Yeah, we learned something about his past in the Irodori Festival.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each
I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. Oh, maybe they were on the Crux fleet together, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Not me, I fight like a 5th grader.
There's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
Alrighty.
Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Alrighty, Rito. Oh my god, this is a place where we haven't been in a while. A strange and friendless road. This is literally my life. Oh my god, how do you know? Go to Rito and look for Kazuha. Alrighty, I will teleport because Rito is far away and I don't want to walk over there. Oh, this video is probably gonna be a little bit longer. I just looked up how long the quest is supposed to go and don't know if I have enough storage for that. Well, I mean I need to get started somewhere, so I'm just gonna maybe jump through dialogue for a little bit of time, so if it's not necessary, we'll see.
Hello?
Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive
Were guys here too?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Interesting.
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and
Ciao!
pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hito Tachi.
That's her sword. Why are you named like a Chow from the Sonic Chow Garden?
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it
You
out
can compare it to the technique Beto used to strike down Haishan. Oh my god, yeah.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Okay.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unacceptable.
Yeah, he was sort of on the run and was fleeing Inazuma, remember? After all, the Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed, yeah.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna skip a little bit through the dialogue. I hope you guys aren't mad at me. I really need to save some time here. But I just wanted to get this started because I won't have too much time when convention is happening. And, you know, I need to catch up on quests and everything sometimes. So, well,
Follow my lead.
I was supposed to be faster, but I accidentally switched to... what's it called? My words have left brain. I was thinking... I can't remember. I was thinking of some term from Not Safe for Work Twitter, but...
Oh? It's you.
Oh.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the
I
conversation.
was just waiting for Kazuha to say my name. I was like, wait, they don't actually say my name in this game.
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed.
I forgot. I've heard a thing or two. Don't give me a
In
recap,
short,
please.
there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class, but there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight, and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
Okay.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the almighty Shogun's blessing.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls, yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Interesting.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks
Are we sure about that? I mean, his hair is getting white. That's kind of like getting old and frail. Sorry, Paimon.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
You mean by me?
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to... In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of
I don't
you
know.
here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important
Well,
thing.
even you and Paimon recount the attack. Oh yeah, right.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for
Do you have
me?
any siblings?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full... Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
We'll try.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
You mean your aggressor, if I wouldn't have been there and you... He literally mistook me for Kazuha because they got like same face and same hair syndrome.
Agency knows the most about what goes on in
But
hell.
joke's on him, I look way better.
Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Oh, Ryuji from Persona 5, my favorite character. I always make time on my schedule to talk to Ryuji Sakamoto from insert name of the high school from Persona 5 that I can't remember right now. Wait, it had some real, some strange name like... It wasn't called something like juvenile school, right? I can't remember. I miss Persona 5. I never finished it, but it was an amazing game with amazing characters. Ask Ryuji for information. Is the guy from the Sangoku, not, what's it called? The BTS, detective thing. That has a similar name to BTS, that's why I always call it BTS in my head. Bangtan Sonyadan. So what's it called then? I don't know. Sango, I have no idea what's it called. I forgot. Bangtan, she said something like that.
I'd like
Listen.
to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedahara. I've heard a lot about you.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
Okay.
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Yeah.
Please, accept my thanks for looking.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that the Tenryou Commission had very few leads? I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Well, I
Few
do.
people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by
This is
you.
your way of giving praise.
I am well aware of your talents. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just...
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Okay.
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed
Nagito
The
Komaeda.
other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a
Nah,
familiar
it just
name.
sounds like Animo.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation.
Thank you. I thought the blacksmith was called Hajime. Oh, this is the guy just standing in front of it. Okay.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kaz...
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my
see.
respects. Yes. You may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori
Can't remember
Festival.
shit.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Could he have gone on his own, maybe?
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. After that, the next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And neither of them came back.
Fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend
Yeah,
of
because he
mine.
thought I was you.
Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know it.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as
We still
well.
need to get info from the other family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Alrighty, and where exactly is that? This is... I can't see, I need to teleport. I can't see, I'm blind, I'm blind. I'm really hoping I can get some time in here so I can make the episode shorter by skipping some unnecessary dialogue. Also wondering who would be faster for traveling, because I feel like it's probably Sayu. So we will be speedrunning this quest. This person, hello there.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about...
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to... Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like, I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Sounds more like the guy we're after, huh?
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone
Maybe he
missing.
did it on purpose.
I see. miHoYo came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him. We're a family. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Maybe he has gone because he's trying to find something he can sell to get them out of the debt.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests miHoYo is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Maybe there's like a curse involved.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, where are we going next is what I am wondering.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil
Bullshit.
lamp Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. miHoYo is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets.
I don't think so.
But it's a far-fetched theory. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
It also doesn't seem to connect the case to the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get 2 birds with 1 stone.
Let's keep going. Since if we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Alright, let's see if we can find some evidence over there. Now I need to teleport once again. Ah, that's super far away. I thought it was the other teleport point where we just went to with the blacksmith. But apparently it's here.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the...
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear.
Well, what do you mean I hear Wenty? Yahoo!
As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament,
We could count on you, I guess.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound.
What are you smelling?
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
What was that again?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Alrighty. Oh, okay, there's just a oh!
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below.
Better than underground werewolf, am I right, guys?
The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Wouldn't someone have noticed?
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters.
But I knew it was something like this.
But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
Didn't he also have like some, like the sword that we saw in the beginning when we got attacked looked like it was like under the influence of some magic or something?
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do next?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers.
Alrighty then, go ahead. Don't hit your head.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see it. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
Not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out. mad at
The
us.
what now?
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami.
Let's hurry.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is
Coming
Quiet
from.
your mind and focus on what you sense around you.
Alright, alright. I'm just gonna make like him and smell in the wind, I guess. Follow the scent. Yeah, I see it. Just right in front of me. And the quest also tells me that it's over here. Following, keeping, following. So...
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance.
So they ran in
but a
different
small
ways.
Quite possibly.
Okay. Then, which one are we following? Follow the scent and look for clues. I just keep on running.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
Oh no, I have to fight Hilly Charles.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Alrighty. Be gone!
Impress
I don't have time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, there's more! Why are you wasting my time like that?
I'm always watching.
Where are you coming from? Why do you bother to attack me? And they're gone.
It's,
Ugh! Look at this red stuff.
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Show me. Oh. Red dyed fabric. I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amenama Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burnt my warehouse down. It hurts, but for some reason I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them, I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my way I was, and how blind to my possession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. But all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from my mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be
No,
with us.
he was my favorite of the stories so far.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls.
That's also Tenryo
There's
Commission.
nothing more. Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right. So let's get moving.
How did it come to this?
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
I felt that was already clear.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search. We must stay vigilant.
Alrighty. On with the search, as he says, oh, I can fly. Hell yeah, I will do it. Too slow. No. Oh, lift me up again. Let me ride with the wind. And I'm being too slow again. So, keep following the scent and looking for clues. I'm trying. Oh, there's a boat.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time. Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Oh, that's the guy who attacked us? Yeah, it is. I recognize his name. It's question mark, question mark, question mark.
Kaede Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no
You can
enmity
see his sword
between
is
us.
glowing.
But what if instead of facing Ame no miHoYo, we are in fact facing the blade in
Oh,
his
the blade
hand?
is talking. That's why it's glowing.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange
I've been saying
light.
since the beginning.
Whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Yeah, it's basically like Ovari no Seraph. They're connecting their minds with their weapons. Or like as in Noragami.
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sail as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy, Ame no miHoYo's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the
He
matter.
sounds like Knuckles.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Ame no miHoYo was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Ame no miHoYo handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Ame no miHoYo's body, I have found you, And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun, Kaedehara Kazuha. You stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Not gonna happen, I guess. Sorry. Oh, I have to play as this guy. Well, I won't.
Right here.
Sorry. This is not your story, Kazuha. I'm taking your rights from you. You're getting Aya card.
So rude.
This is now not your quest. This is the quest of
Come on now.
Aminoma Yuya and the other guy who sadly passed away, even though he seemed to be pretty cool. I don't know why I think this guy is cool. I just liked the story that his wife told me, and I was just like hoping they could get back together. And she doesn't have to be alone with the children, but I think the husband died. So, well, not all's well that ends well.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down
Try.
too.
Your bluff's fooling no.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced.
Then he will smash you into
Take
pieces.
a new vessel. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectible.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life, even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. but you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality.
Edgy.
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from—
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so—
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Alright.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Okay. It's getting interesting. I wanna have this sword, it looks cool. It may be evil, it may take my mind, but it looks cool. It's glowing.
Kazuha?
Karsten?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I
Stop with yourself, let me
expected.
know immediately.
I will.
What should we do next? Have you—
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its
Why don't
true
we just
power.
end this all and throw the blade into the water and let it sink to the
If he
ground?
wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Alright. Quest complete, ayo. No, it's not. We still need to go over there. How am I supposed to reach this place? I need to climb. Oh man, god damn it. Well, I think we're pretty good in the time though. The skipping was worth it. Alright. Now, just let me climb without failing, please. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't give up on me now, Miss Kamisato. And we have to play in a domain. Alright, that's what I figured, but this one looks pretty tiny. So let's go and hope we can clear this out pretty fast. If the loading screens wouldn't take so long. I have to play as Kazuha.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Oh man, I don't want to play as him. But okay, here we are. I make slashy with my knifey slashy with my knifey slash with my knife. I'll slash, slash, slash with my knife, knife, knife. Da, da, da. Oh, there's even more guys coming. Who would have thought? This playstyle is kind of fun though, but Shao is better. I mean, might as well stick to the original.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm alright. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult
Oh,
to
that
use.
would be a cool thumbnail though.
Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Will do as you say. Ah, did I see treasure chest? I will make time for this. Hell yeah. 5 primer gems. Ayo. We're getting rich tonight. No, 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 no. No. This sword looks really cool though. No. Meow. You gone. On.
Wind strider.
Bring him on.
The birds call.
This E is pretty nice to use. It's pretty powerful. Alrighty.
Whoa. Something's up with the blade.
It's grown dimmer.
I can
He can
sense that
control
his
it.
strength is slowly fading
okay.
away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amano miHoYo?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Dun, 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 dun. At the end, the cleanse back. What? I have no idea what that means. Do I have to do this guy? He's taking my time.
Into the wind.
Blame! Blame! Take my sword. Why is he using his sword so weirdly? Because his fighting style looks pretty weird. It's like he's holding a banana and just swinging it in front of him.
The wind knows me.
He's also kind of glitching through the ceiling when he does his attack.
Wind strider.
But only low-key. Why am I standing on top of the fireplace? I would like some healing, but it's not gonna happen. Huh. Huh. Did he pass out?
That was such a close call.
My apologies. In the end, I still needed your help.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of...
The wear and tear is severe.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you?
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Oh, hey there.
Where do they keep coming
Shouldn't fight
from?
with this blade anymore.
Yep. We can help.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
But can I use Ether now? No. Oh man. I thought it was loading into Ether for a second. But then he despawned. What does his sword look like? I can't see, it looks pretty basic though. Literally a It's just a white sword. That's a 1-star weapon, sir. What are you doing? Also, who was healing you? How did that happen?
Clouds high. The birds
I didn't
come.
agree to this. It's literally just a white sword. 3-star weapon.
Way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who
Why
I
did he
really
get back
am.
into this guy?
No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with too much time has passed. My physical state is poor. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in
See, I
Liyue.
told you it's a 3-star weapon.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Alright. Give me a second.
When I touched the hilt for the first time,
Just.
as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
What do you have to say?
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Ame no miHoYo. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no miHoYo as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no miHoYo and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Yuya finally regains consciousness. The party explains the situation to him.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryou Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Alright, now... Oh, wait. Haha! I knew there was something here. Now give me that. And let's go. Loading screen. You are my best friend. Well, not really, but sometimes, you know. Sometimes there's gonna be a loading screen. And it's taking its time, as always. But also, I'm glad to say I'm 9 minutes faster than the video on YouTube, so... Yay! But it's still very long. No quest is ever gonna be as long as Eula's story quest though. How long was that shit? Was it like 2.5 hours long, I guess? Like almost 3 hours? I actually think so. Why was that so long for? Literally nothing happened back there. Nothing but apparently everything.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Cutscene? No? Oh, I have to play.
Wind strike.
That's no fair, because I can use the power of Animo, and this guy only has a diagram of Animo, no, an anagram of Animo in his name, but he can't use Animo. So, what a shame, huh? Well, sucks to be him, I guess. Wet.
That hurts.
I'm using my 3-star sword from the Liyue trash can to beat up your ass, even though your sword is like 5 times the size of my body, but okay. This still makes sense in some way, trust me. I just don't understand. But neither do you, and that's okay. Also need to charge my E-attack more to do more damage.
One with nature.
Like that. See how much that gave me. Be gone. Alright, I did it.
Thank you for the... Although he appears battered and broken. In your hands, it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
He wants to apologize to the people he has caused harm to. I can't teleport there directly. And now this way. Alrighty. I am back, and so is your nephew.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
Do you tell Amenoma Toga about the various things that happened?
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Naruto.
Oh, he's alive!
Really? Is he
Oh,
okay?
I'm glad.
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
Cutscene? Cutscene.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
So I can reforge the sword and actually unlock it. Is that what's gonna happen? Do I get a new weapon for free? For free? At least it doesn't talk to me.
There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara.
If it stays red, it's actually gonna look cool.
It will still fulfill his final
The last thing you see before you pass out.
Thank you.
Getting bonked
Son of the
by Kazuha.
Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube.
I want it! It's pretty!
This
Give me it!
is now yours.
Give me it!
Rest in peace.
Gimme! Gimme sword! It's mine! After leaving the anonymous smithy, you learn of the blade's final words from Kazuha.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Dangerous if you ask me.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did, your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you
Thank
need
you.
it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings, and it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Alrighty. I honestly just don't understand why this quest is necessary to play in order to play the Scaramouche quest. Because I thought, you know, that Wanderer and Kazuha were like kinda tied together. I knew this one from the Urodori Festival, but this didn't really have anything to do with that at all, so...
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amano miHoYo should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Where's the other guy?
Sure
I want to
kept
see the
your
other
ear
guy.
to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
Just give me the blade.
What's this?
And tell me that the other guy is not getting divorced. That's a sword.
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin.
They can't just show me the sword and then not give me it.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
Or is that actually like Kazuha's 5-star weapon you can put on his banner?
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for...
Where will you travel to next?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again as for my next destination. Let's see where the wind takes me.
Cliche. People are being so cliche in this game. I did not get sword.
You must have a whole bunch of questions.
I get
after our
sword!
last
Yay!
conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too
I almost
pushy.
died here. No.
Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else?
I don't know.
And as for your sister... whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can
Yes,
find.
I also really want to know, but not in this episode. Also, give me pull on weapon banner. For no reason. Did I even... Do I want Nahida's weapon? I actually don't. I actually want something else, I don't know. But I want to pull. Keep on pulling. Keep on pulling. I actually want some of the 5-star weapons from this banner. They look cooler than the ones on a 5-star banner. Oh, man. Not giving me anything, I see. Can I buy something from the shop? Before I fall to the ground? Oh, I can! Hell yeah. The shop literally resets in a couple days. But I'm not intending to pull on any of the next 5-star banners. Event banners, I mean. Oh, Ningguang, wow. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't even know how my pity is on this one. Probably pretty low. Because I'm not getting anything. Anyway, see you next episode of Genshin Impact. Until then, Shazam. Bye-bye.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.